Hello and welcome to the Microsoft PowerPoint application course. We will continue with creating presentation and slides, and in this particular video we will look at the following topics: how you can close the presentation and then open it again, and then we will briefly tell you the tricks in trying to print presentation, and then we will show you how to simply close a PowerPoint presentation or window. So let's begin by pulling up our presentation one. So if I want to close this presentation, first I make sure it's saved, and one way I can close the presentation is go by File menu, and I can click Close here, and this will immediately close the presentation. However, I still have other presentations open at the taskbar. So let's say we go to the template. So what happens here is that I can close it by using a different approach. So I can do that by clicking the button here, Close. Make sure it's saved, because if you don't save it, it will ask you to save first. Or are you sure you want to close it, before are you sure you want to close it? Because if you don't save it and you close, then you will lose the information. So we can first save, make sure it's saved, and then close using the close button. So let's pull up another one. Let's call it presentation 4 here, and this one I haven't saved because it still says presentation 4. I'm going to close it using the same approach. See, want to save your changes to presentation 4, so you can say save, and then it will take you to the window where you need to put the location and the name, or you say don't save and it will not save it and still close the presentation, or you can cancel the operation itself, which means you don't want to close it and you don't want to save. Okay, so let's cancel it for now. The last way of closing your presentation is by using Control F4. So on the keyboard you press your Control key and then you press your the F4 key. So we're going to try it with this one. So Control key I'm pressing right now, and I will press F4. Again, it tells me want to save your presentation, and this time I don't want to save it and I still want to close it. So I will go for don't save, then it will not save and still close the presentation. There you go. And that's how you close presentations. Now we talk about opening presentation. To do that, let's pull up another presentation that is open somewhere. So from here we can navigate to where we kept our presentation that we already closed, and we can pull them back up or open them. You can also go through your Explorer folder and look for them depending on where you kept them, and you can also open them by double clicking them. But in PowerPoint you can do that by using Control O, that is Control key plus O button. Okay, so we can try that. So I will press Control and I'll press O. Displays a window, and I want to look for where my presentation is stored. So I will double click this PC. I can also click Browse. So I double click, and then I look for the location. Even though I can already see it here, I will go to Documents, PTC, Practice, PowerPoint. So I keep double clicking to go into the one folder to another, and here I will say let me open first the school template. I click on it. You can also double click on it, and then you can click open, and there you go. So we can now practice another way to open our presentation by going through File, and then you can also click Open, and then let's browse through this time and go to the location. I intentionally want to show you the location so that you know how to navigate, but I can already see what I want. But then I click Documents, PTC Practice, PowerPoint, and then I will open Presentation 1 Practice. I will click on it and I'll click Open. Yeah, and there you go. So if we move it away, let's say we put this one down, minimize this one, keep this one. So this is how you basically open your presentation when they are closed. So the next topic we'll talk about is printing a presentation. So this is simply by either using Control P. So you can press the Control button on your keyboard and you press P, and it will display this window area, and here you can, at the end when you have done everything you want here, you can click the print button. But before that, you can choose the number of copies, let's say 2 or 3. You can go to the printer you want, see which printer are connected. I have one, but it's offline, so I cannot print, and this is just for practice purpose. Okay, so, and here you can also say print all slides, or I can say print current slides, or I can go to which slides I want by saying I have 4 slides here. I can say print slides 1-3, which is only slide 1, 2, 3, or I can say print slide 1, 3, and 4, or print only slide 4. It's up to, sorry, only slides 1 and 4. So it's up to you to choose how you want it. So I will take this out. Okay, and you can also choose a lot of things like one-sided part of the paper, print 1 slide per page. You can change it to a number of slides per page, 2 slides per page if you want. But how you choose all this is up to you. And here it says gray color means, or grayscale means, it will print it in black and white. If you want it in colored, you can choose color, and make sure your printer is also a colored printer. And you can also go to the printer properties, change whatever you need to change depending on what you want to do and how you know about your printers and how this works. So I will cancel, and I think that's all you need to know about printing. So I will go back without printing. And by the way, when you finish, you just hit the print button and you will start printing. Make sure your printer also has the right papers in it. So I go away from here, and finally the last thing we will talk about is how you can close the PowerPoint window. So you can do that by simply using the close button here, or you can do that by using Alt F4. So let's bring up 5, and so here you can do Alt plus F4. Okay, you can use this key or you can just close it here. So let's do Alt plus F4. I press Alt key on my keyboard and I press F4. So do you want to save? I say no, don't save this one because I don't want to save it. And that goes the same way I can do in that way. So that's similar to using the file and close. And this brings us to the end of the video, and thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next topics.